This is your girl, Abimbola Akintolaya. Hope you're doing very well. I am too, and today I want to continue. It seems I'm always continuing. Anyways, I want to continue this conversation around how to get a job. New grad, fresh out of college, or, trade school. My perspective is, of course, more of you went to college or you went to a technical or trade school. Now you want to apply for your first job. What are the things you need to know? First, you need to know the types of organizations you want to apply to. Research. Know the different companies out there you want to work for, the type of titles, how they advertise the job you want to have. It's not only the keyword that you're thinking of yourself or how they advertise it. So you want to find out where they advertise for their jobs. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Indeed? Any other tools that they use to share the job postings. Get your resume ready. There is nothing as good as a good, clear resume. It may not have a lot of things on it or work experience, but this is where you talk about your projects, your thesis, if you had any big senior projects that you did, if you worked as an intern, showcase those projects on your resume, and then write a good cover letter, that not only showcases you and how you see work, but also showcases that project you're trying to highlight on your resume. And then wrap the cover letter up with, you're looking forward to this opportunity, you're excited to be a worker, you love the tradition that the organization stands for or what they stand for, and you hope to be one of them, So a way of saying, hey, this is my first job, but I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm ready, hire me. Another thing you can do is know yourself. Guys, do you know me? Know yourself, background. Just know how to talk about yourself. When they say, how are you? Tell me who you are. You need to know how to answer that question correctly. Don't say, oh, I love golf, or I love this. And that's all well and good to talk about golf that you love, but that's really not what they're asking you about. So know how to answer the question of how are you and who are you. So you talk about, this is who I am. These are my strengths. Here's where I excel. Here's an example of how I excelled in it. Even if it's a life example, just make sure that it is PC or nothing too risque that you're sharing, a project example, and then wrap it up, by talking about your ideology or philosophy in life, how you view work, how you want to succeed in work. That's what an employer is trying to find out when they ask you, who are you? And what's your name and who are you? Know yourself, guys. Know yourself all the time. Don't forget, while you wait for a job, volunteer, at a place, anywhere that would take you as a volunteer. Go ahead and do that, because it also shows commitment to something greater than yourself, And as you're volunteering, you can share that in your interviews. It makes an interview will lean into you when you say, oh, while I'm waiting to, get a full-time job, I've applied to many companies. I volunteer at so place. I mean, that's just awesome. Don't forget, most important, interview prep. Don't just show up with an interview thinking that you're gonna nail it automatically. Even the most intelligent person trips up during an interview and they may not see the realness of you. So make sure you prep. And when I say prep, I don't want you overly practiced or that you don't show up authentically. No, you're gonna show up authentically. However, you need to practice how you're going to answer some of the more complicated questions around conflict, questions around weaknesses, questions that will make your body language shift or that will make you feel anxious. You need to practice those important questions. Even the main question of who are you, tell me a little bit about yourself. That is the most important question, because it's usually the first one they will ask you, and your interview can either go downhill or uphill from there. A lot of people may call it the elevator speech or 5-minute speech. I'm saying it is the how are you, tell me who you are speech. So make sure you know who you are by knowing yourself and know how you're going to introduce yourself. Questions around conflict, how you handle conflicts, make sure you're very well prepared to answer that. Questions around weaknesses, make sure you're prepared to answer that. And I call out those ones because those are the difficult ones. It's important. We can celebrate ourselves all day long and share about what we're good at and the projects we work on and our strengths, blah blah blah. But when they start asking us about conflict, you don't want to appear that like you're disharmonious, but however, you don't want to appear like you don't know how to handle conflict. So practice. Then most importantly, research the company. I talked about that already, but research not only philosophy, ideology, purpose, vision, and values, and the type of culture, but also financials. Know their financials. If you are able to tie some of how you're going to work to how it's going to impact their financial success as a company, that's a great conversation any interviewer wants to have with an interviewee. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Make sure you ask questions. Come with important questions, not just, I don't have any questions. Again, engagement. You want to show engagement, you want to show interest, you want to show that you really want to be there. So prepare some questions ahead of time. However, make it organic. If you've prepared some questions and they've already answered all those questions, don't ask it again. Come up with a new one right there on the spot. You use part of their questions to come up with another question, but the most important thing is to ask questions. Preparing for an interview doesn't have to be cumbersome. As a new grad, somebody that is just entering the workforce for the first time, you just have to prepare. You have to make sure you do your research. You have to know yourself. You have to know how to answer important questions about yourself, conflict, and weaknesses, and then have fun. Be relaxed. Go there, be confident, and just have fun. Good luck, guys. Hope you enjoyed that segment. If you did, please follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my channel. Go to my website. DM Let's Talk. Because guess what? This is what I'm meant to do. And I'm here to help you get to what you're meant to do. Thank you.